Hello, Professor Felipe. My partner Sara and me, we talk about Robert Frost, the poet. So, Robert Frost, born on March 26 in 1874 in San Francisco, California, died in January 29 in 1963, Boston, Massachusetts. He command of American colloquial speech and his realistic verse portraying ordinary people in everyday situations. Robert Frost wrote poems that transcended age and time, pushing the reader into vortex of imagery. The poem, Stopping by Wood or Snowing Evening, explored the motivation of the poet, the inherent moods of the narrator, and his fixation within woods of for an inner situation. He also talked about different subjects that he put more emphasis in it, like nature, like everyday life, everyday situation in life, and also the rural life versus the urban life. Talking about nature, Frost places a great deal of importance on nature in all of his collection. Instead, he focused on the dramatic struggle that occurred within the nature world, such as the conflict of the changing of season, the after apple picking, and the destructive side of nature, and in Once by the Pacific. Everyday life, talk about the activities of everyday life, because in this side of the humanity, that is the most real to him, as Frost argues in this poem, by focusing on reality. The real action of real people, a poet can sift through the unnecessary elements of fantasy and discover the truth. Now, talking about rural life versus human life, Freud has more opportunity to find the metaphysical meaning in every task, and explore the relationship between mankind and nature through the glimpses of rural life and farming community that he explored.
Hello, Professor Felipe. Well, I'm going to discuss the message of the poem and its point of the subject of the same poem. So, it is a conflict that is between the wish to stay and enjoy like the silence of the nature and continue the journey as required by his obligation. But there is one more representation that is on this poem, that it is a very dark side. This is about like living or ending one life. So he contemplates like the tranquility of the nature, which is like something that he loves but cannot get. So he say that it is because like something like a promise, and he needs to struggle like more or keep going until he sleep, which means like peaceful of death, and he desires to be in the cool, dark, and deep world. So to be like with his nature, and it indicates like the possible desire of how it's like tired. So the point of this poem is like the tranquility of nature, and it is while the poem alludes about the society, it is about his house in the village thought, and it takes like place of the entirely in the nature world between the woods and frozen lakes, and while like in the end that the narrow society like the narrow societal and obligations that it compels them to continue on their journey and their short-lived life. So it is respite in the lovely, dark, and deep. And it is about the wood seems to be in that poem that it is focused on that, on lovely, dark, and deep woods. So thank you so much.